Hello and welcome to MGP305. I'm Kevin. With me this week there's Anna and Pab. Say hello, boy and girl.
Hello.
Hello.
Sheepdog's still in Norway, apparently. I suspect he's in prison because it feels like he's been gone for months. It's been our town that we live in has been so quiet without him here. It's remarkable, yeah. And the local supermarket seems to be overstocked with alcohol, as if somebody locally has just stopped buying it en masse. It's a lovely little place to live in now. I kind of wish he'd stay in Norway.
Well, seems to be enjoying himself. Maybe he will stay.
He did send me a load of pictures the other day of him in Norway, just as proof that he is in Norway, which I found quite alarming.
Why?
Well, I thought he was pretending when he said he was going to Norway. I thought he was going to America, but apparently he actually did go to Norway.
Insane.
How are we all anyway? Let's not talk about that man who used to turn up occasionally. Let's talk about the cool kids who are here.
Yeah, I'm okay. Not too bad, really, considering. Had a nice trip to Manchester Comic Con last weekend.
Yeah, goodness me, did that put me in a grumpy all Saturday.
Did it? Really?
Did,
yeah. I was so grumpy on Saturday when I saw
all
you.
day. Arguments and everything with me.
I had to sit and watch old Comic Con videos to calm myself down on Sunday morning.
Oh, wow.
If you go without me again, you have to not let me know.
I mean, let's be honest.
Grumpy.
It wasn't even half one of the halls.
Doesn't matter. I go to the Birmingham one twice a year.
Yeah, that'll still be big.
It's just the experience of it. I like Comic Con.
Yeah, I can see that. It was good. There was lots of vendors about, as there usually is.
It wasn't good. It was rubbish, wasn't it? You hated it, and you wish you hadn't gone.
No, I enjoyed it.
It would have been a wasted trip, wouldn't it?
For you, maybe.
Good.
It's a long way to come all the way. Just for that. If I'm honest with you,
I'd have been there for Registry Barbecue and the Trafford Centre.
Trafford's nowhere near there. You're in the centre of Manchester.
Manchester's like the smallest city in Europe. I'm sure I can find it.
Yeah, it's a 20-minute drive out of town, but yeah.
Okay, exactly, easy peasy.
Yeah,
I'm an Uber Pro these days. I can handle that. Yeah.
You're an Uber Pro.
Yeah, I've been in it once without you, so that makes me a pro. I went in it on my own.
Oh wow!
Like
was
a proper YouTuber. It was a Prius. Went in it on my own, filming out the back window with the window down slightly. Proper YouTuber man.
Wow. Brilliant.
But Manchester Comic Con was delightful. Come on, Pab, you've got to justify getting the press pass. Come on now.
It was cool. I enjoyed the fact that I enjoy it being local to me in the sense of like, I don't have to go miles away.
I didn't have to go very far.
You know what I mean? When I go to these sort of events, I've got to track, like usually it's London Comic Con, and I enjoy going to London Comic Con, but it's a trek down there, and you've got to book hotels and what have you. But having that sort of thing right on my back door is superb. I love the fact that they do a proper MCM Comic Con in Manchester.
It's one of the only 3 locations they do them in now. They used to be all over the country, didn't they? But they've really chopped it down just to the 3 big ones now.
What, Manchester?
Yeah, they used to do. They used to do them all across the country.
I feel like
actually, there might still be one in Scotland, but they used to have one in Coventry.
And I think there's one in Ireland as well.
For goodness' sake, Pab!
I'm just pointing out.
There's one in Belgium as well. I know there's one in Belgium.
Right. Okay. Well, see when that's next on. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's like I say, it's nowhere near the size. You're not going to get the size of the XL in London here. Like probably say not even a quarter of the size of one of the, not a half the size of one of the halls. Probably about a quarter of the size of one of the halls.
Manchester needs to put its finger out. I
mean, it's just like it's. I don't know whether it's just like it's a cheaper venue, it's a better venue for people to get to in the centre of Manchester rather than going down to because they've got that big event city at the back of the Trafford Centre. You could, in theory, use that. But
Play Expo aren't even using that next year, are they? They're moving into Central, is it? Is that Manchester Central?
That's where the
that's where Play Expo is.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah. So I guess, I don't know if Event City have put their prices up, or if all the tram stuff they're doing outside it has ruined it.
Okay, so Play Expo will be snug next year then.
Well, I don't even know if we'll be going, because I've applied for a press pass for the London one 3 times now. If you're listening, Play Expo, do you want to try returning my emails, little fella? Because it's next weekend.
Didn't we have it from last time?
For the first time I applied in March.
The email.
I'm just going to turn up and say, look, come on now. I've been to every event you've ever put on.
Right, yeah.
I've been emailing you since March. I don't know if I'm on the block list, because I moaned when you didn't have Manchester on this year.
David,
can you just let me in to have a look around? Watch my previous videos. I'll only be 10 minutes. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm just popping my head in. Coming out again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We might have to go to Manchester Comic Con next year, because I can't have 2 years in a row without going to Manchester. And if Play Expo don't let me in anymore, we're going to have to become Manchester Comic Con people.
Oh, I mean,
although if you can get in touch with Manchester as a city and just ask them to not do it right in the middle of the hottest time of the year, because Anna won't do it in July. I think if Manchester Comic Con had been in September, for example, I think I could have persuaded Anna to go.
But
there's not a chance she was going mid-July.
It was relatively cool.
Is that because you were there, Pab?
No, and I did have a Norman shirt on, but no.
Got a Northern shirt on.
It was in the north.
In the north. Yeah.
So what?
What if he went somewhere fancy, Anna, and he needed a shirt?
That's what I said.
Boiling.
What if they were giving away free cans of pop at the train station and he needs to carry it around all day?
Don't worry, the Coke Zero machine was there, giving out the Coke Zero again for free. I made 4 patrols, like the sensible person.
Hold on, was it better with or without Kevin?
I wouldn't say necessarily.
Tread very carefully.
I wouldn't have said necessarily better. I was with someone else. Someone else was there with me.
Yeah, but were they better than Kevin? Or were they normal?
No. Oh yeah, normal. This is the person I've known since high school. So I mean, well, even before that. So I've known.
It can't be that normal if they're still hanging out with you now.
Well, there is that. There is something I said that. But yeah, it's a perfectly normal chap. Had a good time, and like I say, it's just it's an all right place to be. It's like I say, it's a lot of like-minded individuals there all in one thing, and it's cool. I turned away from a Goku figure. You'd be proud of me.
Well, haven't they been melting in the heat? Anna was telling me.
No, I don't think. Well, these were
in Japan. They have where they're thinnest in the legs. They've been bending, and people are having to put them in warm water to bend them back, and then dip them in cold water to make them stand up again.
I mean, to be fair, I shouldn't have turned down what I turned down, because I then I should have looked up in the actual venue. When I looked up when I got in, it was worth nearly 3 times as much as what they were selling it for online, and it was a San Diego Comic Con exclusive. And I was like, damn it, I didn't jump on that. If I'd have looked it up, I'd have bought it there and then. I got it and I went, the stand's too big. That was in my head. The stand is too big to fit on my shelf. And I was like, I can't put this anywhere. That was my thing. If I'd have known what it was, I'd have bought it and snapped it up. But I didn't, so.
What, just to spite nerds? You snap it on a video?
Yeah, I'd have put it in a blender.
Yeah. Buy it, snap it up into little pieces. That'll teach the nerds.
Exactly. Yeah. Great fun. And we'll go again next year if it's on. I'm assuming it'll be on next year.
I don't see why it wouldn't. What they need to do is move it out to Event City so that I can stay at the Trafford Centre. Because I don't know if I've mentioned before, I like it there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Premier Inns in the centre of Manchester, but you're not going to get the sort of quality of that Premier Inn that's up there in the Trafford Centre, because that is a proper regal Premier Inn compared to most of them. Yeah,
exactly. Hey, Pab, don't diss Premier Inn. We've got to be nice.
Oh no, I love Premier Inn, but that Premier
I love Premier Inn as well.
That Premier Inn that is up at the Trafford Centre is a very. You can tell the difference, because one is that one at one end of the Trafford Centre and one at the other end. There's a big difference.
Mm. But they're all superb.
Oh, like I say, I don't have any problems with Premier Inns. I like them a lot. But like I say, there is some premium Premier Inns in the country.
All Premier Inns are great.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they give you freebies, did they? You looking for a sponsorship from Premier Inn?
Maybe in advanced negotiations with them as we speak.
Are you looking to be the new Lenny Henry?
They're your words, not mine, Pab.
Well, one day maybe. Like I say, I knew the new Lenny Henry.
I have been described in some sections of the media as the new Lenny
Never, Kevin.
Anyway, should we talk about some video games before Pab ruins all my potential brand deals?
Yeah, sure.
Has anyone played any, or should we just have a week off?
Played some.
What have you played, Anna?
I've been playing No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky's back,
Don't get me started.
For stupidly long times, for no reason. I don't even know why you keep going back. But
we had a conversation in the car about this, and I still don't understand because you were still adamant it's not a game, and I kept asking, why are you playing it then? I don't know. Why don't you stop then? I don't know.
I don't. It's a space sim, and I'm going around collecting materials to collect more materials, go to different planets. And I don't know why. I don't know. But I keep doing it, and I keep going on it. And I've had to stop myself. Like, I haven't been on today. I've gone elsewhere to play games because I keep going. I spend hours doing the same thing, getting carbon to make stuff for my ship, to carry on with getting more carbon for nanotubes, and then getting dust to do something else with.
Yeah.
And I keep doing it, and I don't know why. Though I have found that there's these like space, these buildings, and if these buildings have eggs around them, don't shoot the eggs unless you want to be terrified. Because I shot them. Yeah, so basically, you find these abandoned buildings, right, and there's eggs around them.
Oh right, yeah.
If you shoot them, it's terrifying, but if you because like basically they're eggs, you shoot them and this white thing comes out, and it's only around for a certain amount of time, so you have to pick them up. But if you pick them up, they're like worth 190,000 credits.
Okay.
But you have to like shoot them, grab them, and then move out the way because it's terrifying. But they are worth a lot.
Wow.
Also, there's different eggs called humming eggs. They are fine. Just open them. Yeah, humming eggs. Okay. Just open them, take out what's inside them, and they're worth like 19,000. So not as much as the other ones, but it's 19,000 credits that you didn't have. You can carry 5 of them.
Yes.
But I keep doing it, and I keep going there, and I can't stop, and I don't know why.
Yep. I'm with you because I've been playing it too, and I
don't know.
I hate this game.
Yes,
there's something cool to it, but goddamn, is it annoying? It is frustrating. It is stupid. It is everything, but there is something to it. There's something to it. I played multiplayer. I've been playing multiplayer with 2 or 3 people at a time, and it's kind of infuriating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you were playing single player, like when it first came out, it was just like, get on with stuff, do what you want, just potter about, do what you want. Yep. Now I'm playing a game of keeping up with the Joneses, trying to keep up with everyone else. I'm like running around going, I need this, I need that, I need that. And the stupid thing is, it goes, just join someone's game, it's great. But everyone's progression system is all singular.
Yeah.
It's not group. You need to group the quest systems together, so you don't need everyone to build a little shack. You don't need everyone to build the machines. It's so frustrating when your quests should all be grouped. So that when someone builds a machine, you complete the quest because you're all helping to do the same quest. You're all going towards a common goal. But it feels like the single player has just been slapped together into like multiplayer. So everyone could just see each other, but you're all getting on with your own thing. You're like, I'm in a shared world with these people. There's only 4 people I can play with at a time.
Mm-hmm.
The quests should all be counted together. So we're all looking for particular, and also it's not like as if it's like instance. So all your mining resources are all shared.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't. So you need copper. There's the stack of copper over there. Let's go and get it. Oh, okay. Well, I need all of this. So you have to go and find it somewhere else now. It's like, you can't have it one way for like everyone's got to do the same quest, but in the other way, everything is all shared loot sort of thing. It's kind of that was what has been infuriating me, because people pass my missions and I'm chasing like 2 quests back, and they're moving on, and I'm like, well, I can't keep up with them because I can't find any silly copper, and I'm just pottering about the world, and then at that point realise I've lost my little shack that I had my machines in. And could I find that? I spent an entire night just this week, going around, just pottering around the planet looking for me. And they're saying it's just a little house symbol, little like dome symbol on your fingers. It's like your house that you built. I was like, it's not turning up. It's not here anywhere. I went around the entire planet, and then oh, it's here. Yeah. Eventually, it does pop up on your HUD, the little dome symbols. There it is. And I got back, picked up my machines, put them in my backpack. I went, right, see you later. I'm not coming back here. I'm not doing that again. I'm not making that mistake of putting stuff down and leaving it, because I could never find it again.
I know. I spent a whole evening looking for copper. Needed copper. I didn't know where to get it. I went around this whole thing. So I thought, you know what? Oh, I'll go out into the system. Oh, look, I've got no fuel. The fuel thing is the bane of my life.
I mean,
because you have to make the sheets, make the jelly stuff. And then you have to put them together. I mean, and then
to be fair, once you're in space, it's not too bad because you're already launched. It's when you've got the fast travel fuel, whatever it is, the booster fuel that runs out. That's like you was 30 seconds away from that planet, and now you're 49 minutes away.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But when you're in space, as long as there's rocks
shooting stuff, if you're shooting stuff, it's not too bad. But you're still taking a chance. You're still slowing you down, isn't it? Like, damn it. But like I say, it is very cathartic, very like just calming and very soothing. You can switch your brain. I said this at the time. I remember saying this when the game came out. You just switch your brain off and just sort of like yourself unwind and just play this game where you're just getting carbon, you're going to do things, you're doing that, you're getting some copper, just put it around, what's that material? Oh, who's that? There's a thing there, he's going to teach me a word. Oh, there's a person there, let's sell some stuff to him, and what have you like that. There's something to this game. I just wished it was so much better than what it is. I just wish the multiplayer was better, because playing it is kind of cool, but like I say, it just the minor things infuriate me to the point where I just got to a point earlier in the week. I just went, I'm done. I might just shut it off. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered.
Yeah,
I've got better things to do with time than scramble out. And I'm asking them, going, where's copper? What does copper look like? And they're all getting on with their own thing, so they're not really answering me. They're just telling me a basic thing because they're getting on with their own thing. They're doing their own thing. And I'm like, I should be at their level. When you know what I mean, I should be allowed, just move along with them, with everybody. The progress should all be the same. But no, it feels like a single player game in a multiplayer world, which is a shame. And maybe they'll improve it. I don't know. They've been improving it for the years, but
they might do. Yeah, well, it is like 2 years old.
Yeah.
So it's definitely moved on from what it was, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's a shred of a story there now.
Yeah.
The story in the first one was, there's something in the middle of the world, go and find it. And you're like, what? And you're like, these aliens don't speak any words. Learn the words, okay.
Yeah.
But there's something to this time. There is a faint story there. There are definitely like inner monologues where he talks to himself as like what is going on in the world, what is happening, sort of thing. So there is something there to it more than there was last time. They have done a lot of work to it, so I'll probably end up continuing playing it here and there. Whenever.
Well, there's a whole thing, isn't there? Because I've been looking into it. There's like there's vehicles you can have like on planet. Yes. You can have freighters. You can have like a whole squad, and there's like this whole other bits that some people don't do. And I'm thinking that's cool. And then I was like, I want some of that. How do I make the money? So what I did is I put, the scanner that you have on your shoulder. If you go and get a module, at least A or S, because the one you get is a C class. Right. I now have an A class, and basically when I scan a plant, instead of getting 500 credits, I get 18,000 credits.
Wow.
Modules are...
See, it's bonkers because, I mean, this game, I was playing with my group of friends, and one of them went, "Oh, I got a freighter." I went, "Bloody hell, that was quick." Went, yeah, we got to give them one. Got to give them one in every request. And we were like, "Well, we haven't got that quest. Where have you got that quest from? It's not coming up." He went, just follow the quest line. It'll come up with this quest. Nope. None of us got it. Only him. Right, well, great. So he's got a freighter now, and we've got nothing. We've got this.
Because basically, so you've got your main quest, the red symbol.
Yes.
But if you go, when you land on a planet and there's like the spaceship landings where there's loads of people on deck, you land and then there's a bunch of people on seats. If you go and talk to them, they will give you missions. I bet he got a mission from one of them and he got a freighter for it.
But it was like, the quest was like basically, he went up and went, "That's a nice freighter." He went, "You want it?" He went, "Yeah, all right." There wasn't really a mission to it, just kind of give it to him. And then we went up to the same guy.
Yeah.
And there's no quest from him. There's nothing there prompting it. You're like,
"You've already given it away, the poor fella."
Yeah, so maybe if you're playing in multiplayer, he's already given it away. So
that's annoying. That is great because, like I say, it's not a shared progress system.
No.
So, and yet the loot is still is shared. So you can't have it both ways. Like I said before, you can't have it both ways where you've got to all do the same thing. You've all got to get a freighter at some point. But then again, he got given one, and we've got to work hours and hours and hours of progress to get it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't match up. You can't sync up like that. He jumped ahead like 2 or 3 light jumps.
Yeah.
And then we were like still in like caveman times, but he'd bashing on rocks for carbon. Stupid.
That's what the cavemen did in their spaceships.
It's mad though. Like you want to do it. You're like, okay, I need to go and get this, so I'll just go and get some plants down.
I want some automated crafting going in at a certain point. I'm sick of like going, "Oh, I need fuel. Okay, I need to build. Okay, I need to go down. I need to go down 3 levels of building to get to certain things." There's like at a certain point, I've crafted it enough times to know what to do. Just let it auto-craft. When I get carbon, auto-craft this into this until I get a certain amount of it, and then auto-craft that into that. And I feel like that you might have been in it at one point in the previous versions. Maybe there might have been an upgrade for it.
There's a thing, isn't there? There's the refiner that you can use. That has saved me no end of things. What else? Sentinels. Hate them things. Oh my god, I wish they would go away.
Yeah. I mean, I've been on a planet where most of my time has been spent on a planet where they're not really bothered what you do. I did land on a planet initially when I started up, when the update came out and it said like hostile. So anything, literally, I landed on the planet and started mining stuff. And went, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I've just landed. What's going on?"
They killed me.
Yeah, I mean, I got some sort of like some like graviton balls or something like that.
Yeah.
And they are worth a lot of money because literally I picked one up and it went. They literally 4 people are on me. I'm like,
that
"What is going on?"
Me.
Yeah, I had a lot. Just instantly, they do not like you touching them graviton balls.
Did you get one that was on legs?
Yeah, the dog ones, dog-looking type ones. Yeah, they're nasty. I
don't like them.
It doesn't help.
The important question, Pab, that you don't seem to have been addressing is: have you been to the planet Kevin yet?
I've not seen it.
Well,
keep going.
If it's in the right places.
I
hear it's the best planet in the universe.
Yeah.
It's big and brown.
Is it?
Just like me.
I know, it's orangey brown.
Is there any graviton balls on Kevin?
That's where the dog thing came at me. I was like, "What is you?"
I did that.
So I hid in the building.
I picked them graviton balls up and went, "Right, I'm out of it. See you later, suckers."
Can you leave my graviton balls alone, please?
I jumped in the ship and went, "Yeah, see you later, suckers." They went, "Out of fuel."
Yep. Yes.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Damn.
And then you have to
I wish it would tell me when I get out of the ship, not when I get back in the ship to take off. When you get out of the ship, go. You've got no fuel, by the way. Just so you've got to go out get some stuff to make some more fuel. Instead of me getting in the ship in a panic trying to get out of there and they're going, "You got no fuel, mate. You better get back out." Brilliant.
It does tell you when you take off, but then by the time you've landed and did what you did, you don't remember.
Yeah. Like 20 minutes before I've landed sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why you need a spreadsheet to monitor it all.
Yeah, but you would though, wouldn't you?
I would. I'm thinking of making a spreadsheet for Pokemon Go.
Nerd.
It makes me do it with him now.
Yeah, I've made that game cool again.
Yeah.
Although, Anna, we are going to have to stop playing it in a few days when Sheepdog's back from Norway.
Why?
It would amuse me if we don't play it for 2 years, other than the 2 weeks he's out of the country and we can't play it with him. When we play it constantly, and then when he gets back, we can just start bullying him relentlessly for it again. It almost feels worth doing.
But you just spent money on it again.
I know. I'm almost willing to sacrifice how much fun I'm having just to mess with him. What do you mean, Sheepdog? We played nothing while you were in Norway. It was just me stealing your life. I've been going to his job. I've been living in his house. I've been wearing his clothes and playing his game with his friends.
Yeah, he's in the deeping group. Pokemon people now, bless him.
He went out with Sheepdog's buddies this evening, doing a bit of a raid.
Yes, I know.
Got there a little bit early, and the teenagers in the park were hurling abuse at me. You playing Pokemon Go? Are you playing Pokemon Go? And I was so close to just spinning around and saying, no, I'm texting your mum. There's a gang of like 8 of them there, and I'm on my own at the moment.
Yep.
Do I dare? But so in the end, I just wandered off down the field and came back when everyone else arrived. But I played that over in my head 3 or 4 times before deciding it probably wasn't wise with a bunch of teenage boys.
Yeah. Really? You're getting hurt? You're getting abuse?
Loads of abuse, yeah.
Really? That's awful.
Because they were all smoking their exotic cigarettes in the children's play area.
Yeah,
well, it's big government
on the swings.
Yeah, and I was trying to work. I was looking at them thinking they're probably about 12 or 13. What's the chances that one of them's got a knife on him? Oh. And what's the chance that the one I say this to is the one who's got the knife? Oh, no, I better walk off down the field. But, it would have put him in his place.
Yeah. They would have cheered you for that.
Yeah, all his mates would have gone, oh, shots fired!
Yeah.
And then the little kid, depending on whether he was the big man or not, he's either going to come at me with his knife or go home crying to his mum and checking her phone.
And then we'd end up with another YouTube clip of you running away from kid.
Yeah. I think one clip of me running a year is enough. It was July last year I had a clip of me running. I've now had a clip of me running from July this year. I don't need to run for another year on the internet.
For the rain.
That made me chuckle quite a lot. I actually went back 10 seconds to watch it again.
You pervert.
I was like, this is just funny. I don't know, it just made me chuckle. It's just like, he's just talking and it just cut to him just running. And you could tell he's properly gunning it. He's not messing about. It's not for show. He's properly.
It was throwing it down the rain.
Oh, it was awful. Honestly, Pabby, I thought I was going to die. I actually thought I was going to die in that rain. Oh, God, yeah. We couldn't see. And trees were coming down. Never again will we be in an amber warning.
And it came on as quickly as if we were in an episode of Lost. It was insane.
It was awful. It was horrible. I thought I was going to die. I actually thought I'd die that day. It was not fun. We couldn't see. Like, the cars in front of us, couldn't see them.
And the amount of people who got in touch with me about that episode. Kev, you realise you got in the car and just chatted to camera for 2 minutes while they were all still in the rain. You could have just driven back to them. Nah! Had to tell the internet what was going on first. First I had to catch my breath. It wasn't safe for me to drive a car in the condition I was in. Lying back in my seat.
The thing was, when we had left
lungs hanging out my mouth.
It was dry. By the time we got to the thing, we were drenched, and then driving in it, I wouldn't advise anyone to drive in that. It was horrendous.
It was very moist, wasn't it?
Moist?
Yes,
moist.
Yes, it was very moist.
I don't think people understand. It was terrifying. I was asking you.
If people don't know what we're talking about, you need to go and watch our vlog from Skegness from last week, where it was very moist out. for the second half of the day. There was gaming in it. We played in an arcade. It's basically gaming content. That's the most gaming I've done this week, other than Pokemon Go and firing up my 3DS and playing Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, which Anna got me for Christmas 2 years ago.
I don't quite get what prompted this.
Well, I've been enjoying Pokemon Go.
Right.
So I thought, how can I get some of this when I'm not going? I know I can play Pokemon Stay on my 3DS. And it got me, because the year before she'd got me Pokemon something, X or Y or whichever one it was, which I really enjoyed, and I played all the way through, and it was great. So the following Christmas, she got me Alpha Sapphire. But by then, I was a little bit, I'm kind of done with Pokemon. I loaded up my save from when she got it for me at Christmas, and I had 6 Pokemon in my Pokedex.
Wow.
So I just blanked that off and thought, right, let's start this again, get stuck into this. And I just lied there on the sofa playing it last night with a charger hanging out the back of it that I had to hold in place because it charged it properly.
Wow.
But then this morning, I borrowed Anna's charger.
Yes, he's borrowing it. He's not allowed it.
Yeah, because I'll break it or lose it. Which I fully acknowledge. So I'm now going to play through Alpha Sapphire, and it's going to be marvellous.
I thought it was Moon.
No.
No? Okay.
That's the next one that I want after I finish this one, but I won't need it for like 3 years, judging by how long it takes. I'll play this through, and by the end of it, I'll be done with Pokemon.
To be fair, the new one on Switch is what is up your street. The Let's Go one, which is basically Pokemon Go. I've
got Let's Go Eevee pre-ordered.
There you go. Have you got the ball?
No.
The ball controller.
I don't see that I need the ball because I've already got a Pokemon Go Plus. I don't really get what I need the ball.
It works with Pokemon Go. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to walk around with... Did you not hear my story about the mean boys at the park, Bab? I'm not going to walk around holding a Pokeball.
Yeah, it's not that big. You just hold it in the palm of your hand, and then you just...
It makes a noise, doesn't it?
But I've got my Plus around my wrist, which I'd like to point out is currently in my pocket because when they were shouting at me, I turned around and took it off and just tucked it into my pocket.
Wow.
So that they, in case they decided to come over and take it from me.
Brilliant.
The thing is, they might have just been saying, "Are you playing Pokemon Go? Because I want to come and do this raid with you." Because there's a Tier 5 raid going on. They might have been wanting to play, but I just ignored them. You know, I assume they probably knew who I am because I'm a famous internet celebrity. I'm the most famous person in Deeping now. Grant McCann's gone to Doncaster.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I kind of envy you the fact that you've got the 3DS back out because I don't think mine's been out since the Switch came out.
I tell you what. I turned it on and I went straight on Street Pass and thought, oh yeah, I've still completed it. Played Pokemon for a couple of hours. And when I turned it off, there was a Spot Pass notification and there was a new puzzle.
Oh, really?
I've got a new Street Pass puzzle. So straight away, that's going to be coming everywhere with me again now until I finish that. And I'm hoping, I've not turned that on since I finished Street Pass, which was probably a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many puzzles they've brought out in the last year and a half, if it's something they're still doing monthly, but I could have 100 new Street Pass pieces that I need to find. So I could be well back on the 3DS train now. Forget the Switch until they put Street Pass on that. There's no Street Pass, there's no Pokemon. What's it for? I'm using it as a 3DS stand at the moment.
Brilliant.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Play your 3DS, Pab. 3DS is great.
I know, I should do. I've got loads of cool games on there. Probably loads I've never even played.
I think you are allowed to still play them. I'd recommend not going too far back in history because the first thing I did when I turned it on was downloaded Pokemon Blue off of the Virtual Console.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've still got a cartridge for that, and I thought, I'll have a bit of a go on that. Goodness me, they didn't used to hold your hand back in the 90s, did they?
Yep.
It's, you have to actually think about it. Doesn't tell you which moves are effective. You have to pay attention.
Oh, yes.
Learn.
It's evolving massively.
Oh, no. Not having any of that. So I played that for about half an hour, turned it off, and went back to Alpha Sapphire, which holds your hand massively.
You've not played Sun and Moon, then?
When were they?
That was. I think the Sun and Moon 2 has come out since Sun and Moon. So I think it's like
the ones I played Blue way back in the late 90s with on my Game Boy with my cable in the sixth form common room. But I never played any of the follow-ups to that. And the next one I played was then I'm sure
it was X.
Well, it doesn't matter, whichever one it was. I had the red one, whichever one that was. the red game on the blue console. So I had
when we were in
20-year
Manchester.
absence. Yeah, I had 20 years off of Pokemon. So anything between red and blue and X and Y, I never played.
Right. So I mean, Sun and Moon is it is a very good game. Very good. Like I said, because they are always evolving and trying to come up with new things on it. Pokemon, Sun and Moon are superb. Like I said, Sheepdog will tell you that.
Pokemon's banned again when he's back, so you won't get the opportunity to tell me.
See, I like the idea of Pokemon. I played Red, Blue, Yellow, Silver, I want to say, pretty much to completion when they came out. That back yonks ago. And then I slowly faded out of it, but always kind of kept up with them and played less and less of each of them. And I always liked the idea of it, but I just never play it as much as I probably should.
Well, you should get it out, play it, and then when we're at EGX, we can do some trading, and we'll be cool.
Yeah, I don't do that stuff.
Don't you want to be cool, Pab?
No.
You can come and stand at the park with me.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. To be fair, I booted Pokemon Go up because you lot were going crazy.
Hey!
I booted it up and I don't understand any of this stuff. Every single Pokemon that popped up was I didn't have.
Yeah.
I cut to everything. He was like, I have clearly not played this in that long. And every single Pokemon I was getting, I was like, oh, there's another one here. Let's see, what's this one? Oh, I've never seen that thing. What is that? There's just so many different things going on. And then, like I said, it kept on, oh, there's a quest system thing. Oh, do this, collect this thing. So like, oh,
that quest thing
filled it out.
It's turned into a game.
Yeah. And then it put up to the tab, oh, raid. There's a raid over there. I was like, I don't even know what that is. It's on a blue area, so can I go to that? I don't know.
Yes, you can.
I was like, I don't know what that means. Am I not allowed to be in a yellow team yellow? I was like, I don't know what that means. So I'm banned from the blue team raid thing. I don't know. I ain't got a clue.
You really overthought this, I think.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, I don't know. I didn't even go over there. I was like, I'm not walking across the road.
Get yourself ready to play it when we go to EGX, and me and Sheepdog.
I'll find the button thing again. I'll find the button presser.
Yeah, I've got a spare if you need to. My old one just doesn't vibrate because Anna put it in the wash.
I bought new batteries for mine.
I didn't put it in the wash. You put it in the wash.
Yeah, but I like to blame you.
Yeah.
So I've got a new one.
Super.
Or I might just get the ball and strap that to my wrist and wear it as a necklace or something.
Yeah.
I think I'd look cool. The kids at the park wouldn't mock me then if I had a Pokeball necklace that flashed and made noises. Then I'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right, has anyone got any other games other than Pokemon to talk about?
Yes. So today, I woke up and I was watching YouTube videos from Many a True Nerd because I find his voice soothing, and I was watching one of his videos called Why Not Wednesday, and it was Mirror's Edge. So I'm now playing Mirror's Edge Catalyst on the Xbox.
See, another game that I bought in the sale for $5.
Which apparently I've played. I have no memory of playing it.
You played the trail of it, yeah.
Yeah, Anna's talking about how she was competing with me on one of the levels, and I'm thinking, did I play this?
Did you make a video on it?
I might have done.
I feel like you made an initial video on this.
It's the sort of thing I'd do.
Yeah.
So, when this game came out, hated it. Could not stand it. I hated the controls. So, I put it on, and I changed the controls to alternative or whatever. Now I like it. Because, for some reason, when I hold an Xbox controller, using the left bumper and trigger are just awkward for my fingers. I don't know why. Maybe because it's my left hand and I'm right-handed. For me, using them to do most of the action hurt my fingers. So changed it so that the bumper and the trigger are now on A and B. Love it now. Can play it quite comfortably, and I'm alright with it. And I've only played like an hour, so I've played like the tutorial bit. Yeah. So I was playing the first bit when it teaches you. Halfway through, I can't do this. My finger actually hurts because I'm not trained to play that way. I don't know why. So halfway through the training, I changed it to A and B. and now I find it a lot better. Though the fighting has now moved from A and B to the left side, I still find that a bit awkward, but it's better than doing it all the way through. Played it for an hour. I'm not quite sure what's going on because I never played the first one. So they're talking to me about something I did, and I'm no idea. But I know I got 2 years for it. Don't know what I did though, because it doesn't really give you any backstory. And at the moment, I'm looking for pigeons. So
nice.
Yeah, but I'm playing it. I've got it. Kevin has EA access. So
yes. What?
You have EA access, don't you?
I hope not.
Yeah, you do.
How much does that cost?
I don't know, but you have it. So
I've got it on PC as well.
If you got it on direct debit, it's £20 a year.
Gee.
I told you this the other week. I went, do you know you've got EA access? I actually texted you and you went, yes. I went, okay, fine.
I thought you meant on PC, not an Xbox.
But they're both the same thing, aren't they?
They're not.
No.
I've got Origin access.
Yeah.
Which I don't use either.
Nope.
So why do you have them?
FIFA.
You get early access to games and trials on games.
You need to cancel this.
Yeah. Well, don't cancel it at the moment.
Monthly or yearly, or is it just 20 quid a year?
20 quid a year. It's 20 quid a year, I think.
Yeah, but it is going up though.
Oh, is it? Oh no, there's a premium version.
Yeah, it's going up to 80 if you want the premium version.
Premium, but that will give you access to all the games immediately on release.
I don't want them.
So you get FIFA on release. You'll get every single EA game on release to play. It's not like as if you're getting. You get.
Yeah, but if he's honest, all he plays is that because there's not many EA games, is there?
No, but I mean, you might.
Yeah, I'm only playing this because it's free. I won't buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily do that premium version of EA Access.
No,
but I got stung by the same way you did. I got an email saying your EA Access is just renewed for another year. I went, I forgot I even had that. Bloody hell! Cancel that now. Stop that now. I've still got another year's worth of it. After realising I'd been done again because I don't use it. I just do not use it at all. I bought the Origin one as well. I cancelled that one. I knew about that one. That's
how they get you, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's how the Netflix model is these days. Of like people forget that they're constantly doing the small amounts of direct debits each month.
Yeah,
so they get you. So the Warcraft got me. I had Warcraft for about 12 months, and I played it for about 3. Just kept ticking over.
That's why I encourage everybody listening to head to patreon.com/Lelujo. I'm just thumbs upping the microphone now.
I remember doing that on Warcraft, and just like you go to cancel it, and it's just confusing. I was like, I'm walking away from it. I'll just pay the money. I don't care. It's just too baffling. The cancel button is just somewhere buried deep in that website. It's just like a maze to go through to get to the cancel button.
Yeah. But I've been playing it, and now I've changed controls. It's a playable game, and it looks pretty. And
I'm surprised. Have you got, or have you looked into Octopath Traveler?
I looked at. Well, I downloaded the
demo.
The demo, didn't know what was going on, so I binned it.
How long ago did you bit the demo? Was it
the day it came
initial
out?
Demo?
Yeah.
The game came out, or was it the free ever trial demo?
Not sure.
There was a demo that came out like probably last year, with like initial like sort of release of like this game sort of thing, and then closer to the release of it, like a week before the game actually came out, they released like a 3-hour trial of the game.
It would have been just before my mum passed away, so it would have been end of June that I downloaded.
Seems a bit right, probably, to be fair, maybe. I don't know. I just saw it the other day and I see people raving about it, and I thought that is probably up. I've
heard about it, but it just seems a bit. It's about 8 stories and they all come together. I'm like, I don't really have time for normal games. I ain't got time for 8 single different games. And like, I know that they're 8 because their names, their first letter of their name spells out Octo or whatever it is. And it looks too much like Final Fantasy, and I'm just like, I'm past Final Fantasy at the moment. I don't like it, and it's still £50. Like, I went into it the other day. to get Zelda on the Switch, and it's £52. I was like, nope.
Yep.
Nope, not paying that. So,
yeah. It's not my cup of tea, but I just wondered whether it might. I know it's probably Sheepdog's cup of tea for certain. I'll instruct him to download the demo next time we speak to him. So yeah. Right. What have I played?
Games.
So, as mentioned, I've played No Man's Sky. Drives me bonkers. Stupid game. I have played a little bit of Paladins. Paladins has gone free on the Switch. Paladins is from Hi-Res Studios, which are people that made Smite and other things. But it is their version of Overwatch, basically. And it's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. I played it on the Xbox when it came out on Xbox. It's just recently come to Switch. And it's like free, so you got like the rotating cast of characters that you can play every week or whatever it is, like 4, I think you can play a week for free. But it played really well. It played surprisingly well on the Switch. I had reports online that you're getting matched with bots a lot because the player base isn't necessarily there. But whenever I played it seemed like there was people playing and I was getting, like I said, games with full amounts of people in it. So it's not like completely dead. I've been tempted to buy the pass sort of thing that'll give you all the characters for now and forever sort of thing. You basically buy the game, but it works out something like £27 if I bought it. I'm not that into it enough to pay £27 for the character unlock. I'll just stick with the 4 that I've got for the time being, and then if it comes there, maybe I'll look into it. I'm playing a few things on the Switch. I'm obviously still playing Fortnite. We're up to week.
You still playing that?
Yeah, of course I am.
Wow.
Week 4, I'm up to 15 victories now.
Go Team Kev.
Yeah, you need to get back on. We'd have to do another.
It's not.
You'll have to do another thing, and I'll show you my.
You've got to remember, it's really
my skills.
Not very good.
What?
You're not very good. The game's good. You're not very good. That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah, we watch Mus Elk or something. Don't we, Kevin?
Yeah.
You want to play it?
No, I want to be good at it, but I don't want to get good at it.
Nah.
Well, the only way you're going to get good is by playing it instead of just watching it.
Exactly. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to just be good at it. Some people are just good at stuff like this. I've played it. I've probably given this 10 or 15 hours, and I still can't shoot straight. Add that on to 25 years of playing every other shooting game in history, and I still can't shoot straight. No amount of playing this is going to make me any good at it.
Hey, Kev. Try playing with people on the Switch.
I did, and I still lost.
It's a different game.
Yeah,
it's a damn different game.
I still lost.
You will get more kills than you won't. I'm telling you. There's a different audience on that game on the Switch.
I might have a little go.
There's a lot of kids on the Switch playing it, and they might be better than you.
They'll pick on me for playing Pokemon.
Well, they might do, but I'm telling you now, I'm considerably better playing this on my own because I play this with somebody else who plays on PC, so I get mixed into like a multi-platform server rather than just a Switch server, and I am garbage on the multi-platform server, probably because the majority of them are playing on PC, and they're just infinitely better. But playing on the Switch, I can probably, I would say, comfortably playing solo on my own on the Switch, I would probably get more often than not into a top 10 than not. Pretty much. It's like I say, there's just something to it where you can. It's not the best by far. It's nowhere near the best way to play the game in the sense of the draw distance is terrible. The graphics are horrendous. You play it in docked mode. It is. I put it on my 4K TV in the dock, and I was like, "What am I watching? It's just like playing a PS1 game. What is this?"
Wow.
But it works. It works fine, and it plays smoothly. And I continue to play it. We're on week 4 or 5 now, I think, of the Season 5 Battle Pass. So I'm getting through the challenges again. I think I'm level 52, I think, in the Battle Pass now. So we're getting there. We're getting on to level 100 again. I got to level 100 in Season 4 last time, so I'm hoping to get that again this time. What else have we been playing? I'm playing most things on the Switch other than No Man's Sky. I've got a game called Pool Panic. Have you heard of Pool Panic?
Is this on the Switch?
It's on the Switch. It's on pretty much everything, I think. It's on the console. It's on the PC. It is a Snooker game.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is.
You like snooker games, Kev?
No, I don't like snooker games, Pab.
No? It's a sport. I thought you might have been interested. It's a sport.
Get me Snooker Manager, and then I'm maybe interested.
Okay. So this game, it's an Adult Swim game, so it's a cartoony-esque game where you are like you are the cue ball. You are the cue ball, and you run around. You have a little face and little legs.
Game about Sheepdog.
But, yeah. So, and each of these, you have like these maps where you've got to like get all the balls into the holes like you would in a pool game or snooker game. But all the balls have like a personality. Like the red balls are just pretty much generic, and then there's there's like a yellow ball. I think that just as soon as you aim at him, he gets panicky and runs off. So you've got to get a ricochet shot on him just to knock him out of his way. And there's a ball that just like does like a slam and just knocks all the balls everywhere. And it's not just, I've not played many levels of it, but from what I've played, there's like a multiple level. So there's like challenges for each level, where there's like the level of shots you take, the time you take to do the actual complete the level. If you get any, if you knock the white ball into any of the holes, if you get like a foul on it, and there's like 4 challenges in each level to complete like trophies, and each time you get a trophy, it goes to adding towards this big number that builds up your castle. The castle is like a mountain that you're building, and each time you go up, you add a bit more to the mountain, it builds a bit further up. But like it's not just pool table. It's not. It is effectively all pool tables, but they're not. They're like one's like a Wild West type thing where there's like horses and what have you running around, and you've got a gun, and you've got to like shoot some of them in the hole instead of like just like snookering them in. It's crazy. It is a crazy take on a pool game, and it's really quite fun. It is really good. I would recommend that game if you don't like your pool type games, snooker type games with a bit of a different take to it. I would go for that one. And I think that is it. I've also been playing a little bit of Money Puzzle Exchanger on the Switch as well, which is similar to something akin to what can I say? It's an old Neo Geo game, and it's like a match-3 type game, but combined with Tetris a little bit. So you have to like match like certain coins, like 50 cents to 50 cents. You match them together, it becomes $1. You match $4 together to get, or $5 together to get $5, and then you match them together to get $10. And you've got to basically eradicate each like amount of money. That's an old school Neo Geo game. And it's cool. It's a cool little game. You play like your 1v1 sort of thing. It's cool. I like that game. It's just a cool little puzzle type challenge game that I just got. It was like £6 on the Switch. I was like, yeah, I'll give that a go. It's a cool game from the Neo Geo age from years ago. But that's it. That is all I've played. That is everything.
Letting the side down.
I'm sorry. I'll come back more next week.
Nintendo department over there.
I know it's been very Nintendo heavy this week. But I've got a stack of PSVR games that I need playing. But it's just too hot. It's just too hot to be putting the PSVR on and start swinging around and stuff. I just haven't got the energy to be just charging around in VR at the minute with.
Well, just play completely naked, just nothing but your VR headset on.
I mean,
that can't go wrong.
I probably could do that, but I mean, even so, it's still quite warm just having that on your face for that amount of time. It's not like say not that I'm going to get a sweat on, because I get a sweat on regardless of what temperature it is. I just don't want this big old headset on my face. Just no.
Oh, I completely sympathise.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I will at some point. I'm hoping maybe even this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. I want to get into them because, like I said, I've got loads of games that I've just, through the set. There's a big old Xbox sale on. There's a big old PlayStation sale on. And there's that game's like 50% off. I'll just get that. I think I bought Drive Club VR for like £11. I was like, yeah. for VR, I was like, the game that made me sick at EGX last time I played this game. Let's try it again.
Did you really?
It was the one game when I was trying to like be sold on VR stuff, and I tried. We were getting appointments for PSVR.
Yeah.
And I had to go on the Drive Club one, and it was the one game that it's like, because you feel you want to feel like the thrust and the movement of the car as you're going round the bends and what have you. It doesn't come. It doesn't come to you when you drive in these games. You got to feel the G-force as you're going round the bend, sort of thing, and it just isn't there. So it's really kind of disorientating and made me a bit sick. So I just kind of tootled my way around when I played it at EGX. I was kind of like, I'm just going to go like a nice 20 mile an hour, just sort of pottering about, looking out the window, just sort of thing, not even racing particularly. That was fine. So I will at some point, we'll do a full, pretty much all PSVR episode, because I've got a load of games that need to be played.
Splendid. So is that it for games then?
Yes.
Are we moving on to other areas of delightful entertainment, of which I probably have nothing to contribute?
I do have a question.
Okay.
Go ahead, Anna.
I guess if you don't play on Xbox, how do you play the 363 games that come through? Because I still don't quite understand, because a few months ago, Blur came out, and I didn't know how to play it, so I was really disappointed. Then this...
What, so it came to Games with Gold, or it came on to Backwards Compatibility?
It came with Games with Gold. You know how sometimes it's 360 games? Does that mean I have to play on the 360, or is there a way to play it through the Xbox? Because Mickey 2 comes out this month on the 16th, and I really, really want to play it, but I have no idea how you're supposed to access them.
This is easy. So you redeem the game like you do with all the games with Gold.
Show off, Pab.
No, I'm saying it's easy for me to be able to
Come on, Anna, this is easy. Move on.
No, I don't mean. I'm saying this is easy for me to answer because I know the answer this time. I'm not just waffling on making it up. So you redeem the game like you would normally on the Games with Gold tab thing or whatever it is, and then you redeem the Xbox game, and then you do the Xbox 360 game, and you've got to go through a few extra hoops to redeem that game, haven't you? But once you have, it's in your list. So then you go to your My Games list or whatever it is.
Right.
And then they should be in that game, My Actual Games thing. It won't be at the top, I don't think.
Right.
Because I think they stack Xbox One games at first. So probably have to go into the bottom of your original Xbox One games, to the bottom of that, and your Xbox 360 games should be there. I might be wrong, but they're in your library sort of thing. Like the PlayStation has like a My Library type thing.
Yeah.
It'll be in that sort of thing for the Xbox. It is there. They are definitely there. And if you redeem the game in your the Games with Gold thing, it will probably automatically start downloading it as well. So I don't think you'd have to initiate a download for it. So it should just automatically go into your My Games thing, and it's in there though. It's definitely in the My Games apps.
Right. I'll definitely. It's because I really like them.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind jumping back in it again because they were fun games. But okay.
Is it one or two?
Two. That's coming out. Yeah, I played both of them back in the day on the PlayStation. So I've definitely played them before, but I don't remember much about them. I just know I like the style of it.
Yeah. There's a really good idea in there. Just the execution isn't amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good games.
Definitely. Okay, thank you.
Splendid. So, movies and television.
Yes.
Anna, you had a whole series of Orange is the New Black that you watched.
Yes, I did.
A whole series?
Yep. 3 days.
Wow. 3 days?
Yeah, because we were out Friday, and then I was playing No Man's Sky.
He wasn't asking you how it took you so long.
Oh.
He was surprised that you did it in just 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days, 13 episodes. It was good. So the thing is with these, right? Last time, it was still 13, but there was a bit more stuff going on. Whereas this time, everyone's been split up, and now there's only a few of the characters, and it annoyed me. I'm just like, and then when it ended, there's loads of things not finished up, and now I've got to wait a year for all these ends to be tied up, and I don't like the way they've left it, because last season it was about them taking over the prison and had a whole story and that, and then when it ended, they had all the stories had finished, whereas this one, they were like halfway through, and then it just kind of stopped, and I was like, ugh,
cliffhanger.
What? Yeah, and I just think, because last season, yes, you knew they were going elsewhere, but this season, it just seems to have been half a season, and too many loose ends that have just bugged me. So,
you know what this sounds like, as somebody who's only watched like half of the first season? It sounds like when they were planning this story out way back before it started. How many seasons has it had now?
6.
It sounds like this story was 5 seasons long, and they've told their story, and then they've been told by Netflix, yeah, you need to keep going. So they've had to scratch around and make up something new, and they haven't been able to tell it all in one story, and they're kind of not really sure how it goes themselves now. But often TV shows go like this. They feel like they should be over. If last season ended and everything felt resolved, that was where it was originally planned to end.
Oh, no, nothing was resolved. No, nothing was resolved, but all the mini stories in it had finished, and then you knew what was going to happen next, that they were going to Max. This time, too many of the mini stories haven't finished, and they're all on a cliffhanger for next season, and it just annoys me because they're like, one of them, they've already done this story once. Why are they doing it again? And the same thing has happened, and it's just like they're replaying stories on different characters, and plus they've cut the character count half. They've like halved it. They've took like people who used to be like duos or like a friendship group, and there's only like 2 or 3 of them, and it's just like, but I like the whole dynamic of everyone together, and it just seems a bit, ugh. I want everyone back to who they were, back in their groups, doing their thing, but this time it just seems like they've won this one season, they've made it into 2 seasons, and it just seems a bit blah. But I watched it. Yeah, but I'm gonna watch season 7 regardless, because I like all of them, and I do re-watch seasons. Like before I started season 6, I was in season 4, because I meant to go through all of them seasons. The new season started, but then things happened that made me not be able to watch it. So I only got to season 4. But I'll watch it again. Maybe I missed a few bits, but it's just the ending was just didn't really, like, there's this whole big story going on, and it just ended, and you're like, ugh, really? That's how you're gonna end? But yeah, no, they need to make more of it. They'll keep making it until everyone's bored of it. But
they'll keep making it 2 seasons beyond everyone being bored with it. This is modern TV.
Yeah.
They follow the Walking Dead model.
I really want to finish the last.
But you keep trying and you can't bring yourself to do it.
I can't, because they've got guns, and when you've got guns, what's the point? I liked when they were sneaking through the forest and hitting zombies in the head, and now this time they're just fighting each other, and it's just like, what's the point?
That's the point. That is the point. The zombies aren't the point of the program. The zombies are just like a background thing that's going on. But the people, the people are the real zombies. Like the war is between the people, not the zombies. Really, that was the whole. Is that right with the comics?
That was supposed to be the whole point originally, but they've kind of. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Whoever did that season needs firing. I like Negan and I like Rick. I just don't need to see them.
And I think that's probably part of the problem, because everyone likes Negan and everyone likes Rick, and one of them's got to be the baddie, and neither of them are being written as a baddie.
But I can't care about what's her name, the one that's pregnant. Can't even remember her name because she's not important.
But in the comics, she's crucial.
But in this, she's not. It's
fine. It's fine, because season 9 is Rick's last one, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's not making it through the whole season, is he?
I don't know. But
in the first half, I think.
No, I think they finished.
I think he'll get a full season. Yeah, they finished filming.
So I think he goes at the end in some way, and then obviously Negan will probably step in and become full circle of nice. in his own way. But we just need to...
Well, the joy of the comics is that you reach a point where it's clear that Rick's the baddie and Negan's the good guy.
Wow.
And that's the wonderful... And then they sort of role reverse, and it becomes clear they're basically the same. They're both just doing what they have to do to help their people survive. And if you look at the whole story through Negan's lens... He's always acted in the best interests of his people, just like Rick has. Rick's done some
by doing that thing to their faces, burning them.
What did Rick's people do to the governor?
I don't remember. It was
jabbed out his eye and nailed his testicles to that's what Michonne did to him.
That wasn't in TV, was it?
Yeah, but that's the point. Both sides have done some horrific things.
Yeah.
But because we're told the story through Rick's eyes, we're conditioned to think that Rick's a good guy, but they're not. They're all tweeners. Anyway, movies. Is that Man and the Wasp out yet?
Yes. I know.
Why have we not seen it?
Because, Kevin, we have children and they seem to be around a lot at this time of year. And when he wasn't, one of them wasn't around that much, it wasn't out. So, and we're not going to see that until we've seen
Don't get me started on this. Don't get me started on this stupidity of this release date. It was out. Well, it was out a month ago in the US. And you know why it wasn't out? You know why that is?
Why?
Because, most people suspect that it's because they don't want to cannibalise their own film because Incredibles 2 came out. And do you know why? Do you know why that doesn't make? Sorry.
What came out?
Incredibles 2, and they don't want to cannibalise their own films. And do you know why they didn't make any difference in America? Because Incredibles 2 came out about 6 months ago in the US. Stupid, absolute nonsense. So we suffer and probably going to get spoiled because.
But surely that just means that everyone in the UK has pirated it and watched it.
Well, there's that as well. There is that as well. There's a good chance that you'll get loss of revenue because of that. Who knows? But bonkers. I was ready to go about 2-3 weeks ago.
Well, yeah, I said to Anna when last time Andy was at his respite. In fact, it was the time before. It wasn't even the most recent time of his respite. I said, right, we'll do back-to-back movies. She wants to see Jurassic World. We'll go see Jurassic World, Ant-Man and the Wasp straight afterwards. It was the time before. We were going to watch them. We were going to watch them back to back, and we couldn't because Ant-Man and the Wasp, despite having been out for like 2 weeks already, still wasn't out.
Bonkers.
So stupid world. Which meant we then obviously couldn't see Jurassic Park because there's got to be a movie for Kev as well. And I don't like watching zoo films.
Wow.
Zoo films.
Unless it's Madagascar. Here's a zoo film. It's just a big lizard zoo. It's boring. It's just jump scares and lizards. So, what about yourself, little fella? Movies and TV?
I haven't watched any movies. Like I say, I'll be probably going to the cinema in the morning to watch Ant-Man just to get it out of the way now. But TV-wise, I watched the last 2 episodes of Preacher, 5 and 6.
Never heard of it.
I look forward to this because it's the only thing that, it's the nerdy kind of television I like. It isn't stupid like The Walking Dead. But it's just not as good as you think. It really is not as good as.
I think it is roughly as good as I think.
No, it's not as good as the books. It's not as good as the books.
No, it's not. That's what I mean.
That's the thing. It annoys me. They do some nifty things in it, and there's some nice tells to things. Last week, the coffin episode was the coffin episode. So Jesse spent probably majority of the episode in a coffin in the lake. It just feels like they're just spinning wheels again. This is what they do, right?
I've given up with comic book conversions on TV. We tried to watch episode 1 of Cloak and Dagger this week, and I basically fell asleep. It was so boring and rubbish.
It was.
Yeah. It's just, they did the same thing that they did with all of the Arrowverse. They did the same thing that they did with Runaways. It's just a teen drama. Will they, won't they, and angsty music in the rain with the camera on the back of their head. And I just couldn't. Continue talking about Preacher. Don't bother. Yeah. It's the same old trash.
Yeah, Preacher's, and I like Preacher because of the world that it's in and the story it's telling, but it's just ultimately disappointing. Realistically, there's some cool bits in it, but ultimately disappointing. And I'll continue to watch it because it's the only thing like that. And there's no Game of Thrones or anything like that. I've not even finished Westworld. I stopped watching Westworld because I got a bit bored. So I need to finish that as well. You're continuing
with Preacher. I mean, that's a scathing review of Westworld. Preacher.
No, it's not that. It's just that Westworld requires 100% of your attention all the time. You switch off and you miss something, you have to rewind and watch it because you don't understand. It just moves and moves and moves. And if you don't follow it, you lose it. You're lost. You're lost in the woods in that game, that program. And you need to pay attention. Preacher, I know what's going to happen roughly. And I have a rough idea. I can just check Twitter while I'm watching it. Yeah, sure. Why not? It's something that I enjoy watching, but I don't have to. I know that guy. That's the old father. Yeah, that's Humperdoo. Okay. Yeah, okay. And like I said, they do some cool. Sometimes they play right to the book, like right directly to it, and then sometimes they don't go anywhere near what should be happening, and do something daft, which just seems a bit more mainstream for the audience. And you can tell that it is trying to be more mainstream and not be directly to the book, you know. But like I say, there's not a great deal of stuff like that out there for me. But I did just literally look up now. In theory, Better Call Saul season 4 should start next week.
Yeah,
Anna said that to me the other day. I am excited.
Oh, yes. I'll watch this because this is brilliant, and it's not daft. It's not based on a book that I love. It's based on a program that I loved. But it's great. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm
intrigued to see how much longer they can string this out for, because he's already a good 10 years older than he was when he made his first appearance in Breaking Bad. Yeah. And they're going to have to put some serious makeup on this man. It's amazing.
Put more and more hair on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want him to carry on for another 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon you will only get as many series out of it as there was Breaking Bad, surely. There was only 5 seasons of Breaking Bad, or 6 maybe? You cannot surpass Breaking Bad with Better Call Saul, the amount of series, surely not.
I don't know.
I mean, this is season 4. It feels like this season is the one where they get on the way to becoming.
We've said that before every season, though.
Yeah, I suppose they'd find a way to spin it out to something different, I suppose, definitely, every time.
But that's the great thing about it, the fact that they have turned it into its own thing, where, we've got the whole, we know where this ends up ultimately, but it's actually really good fun just finding its own way there.
Yeah, definitely. That's it. That is exactly it.
Any more TV or movies then before we move on to everybody's favourite part of the show?
No.
Anna, what comics have you read this week?
None.
Really? That surprises me about you.
Though this game is telling me to read her comic to know a backstory. Keeps coming up.
I've not read a lot. I'm
what?
Right, Pab, I'll tell you my problem, and it's all Sheepdog's fault because he's gone to Norway, so I decided to take over his life. And I was explaining this to Anna earlier, that I've gone up like 5 levels in Pokemon Go in the last 2 weeks. I'm power leveling, and I'm doing it by going out through the day, catching everything, and then bedtime, I lie there in bed and go through evolving all my Pokemon, transferring my Pokemon away. It takes, and then sending and receiving my gifts for all my XP. I have a lucky egg on, and it takes me like 30 to 40 minutes every night of just going through my Pokemon. And that's my comic book reading time. So I still haven't finished the Black Panther run that I was reading the last time we spoke about comics. Yeah. And that was, I'd read maybe 40 of those issues in a week leading up to that. It's now 2 weeks have passed. I've not touched it because I've literally been spending that time doing Pokemon. The only thing I've read And that's because I just can't not read it when it drops. This is a good way of establishing what my favourite book is, because I've still got my monthly subscriptions to Wicked and the Divine, to Stray Bullets. I still get Doomsday Clock drop every 4 months when they release an issue.
Yeah.
But the only one that I read the instant it comes out is Giant Days. So I am up to date with Giant Days. It's just as superb as it's ever been. I love this book. I want more stuff like this. Just please give me more Giant Days now, Pab.
I don't think I can do anything for you. But
that's what everyone keeps saying to me. No one's able to give me more stuff like this. And I think that's what it is. It is so unique. It's just the terrifying thing is when I try and compare it to anything else in media, it's kind of like a funny version of Hollyoaks, but drawn cartoony. It's just
don't say that.
But it kind of is, isn't it? It's
you don't watch Hollyoaks.
It's 3 20-year-old girls at uni going through the dramas of getting boyfriends, deciding what jobs they want to do, and
why are you reading this?
Exactly, the premise of it. If you tried to sell me this book,
you're reading about teenage girls going.
If you tried to sell me this book, I would just laugh at you and say, "Why on earth would I want to read that?" But that's the brilliant thing. No one ever did try and sell me it. I just saw the art style, and the art style is so unique that I thought, I want to have a look at this art style because it looks cool. And then the story is just brilliant. The characters have proper depth, and it's just funny. It's just funny situations. Every issue has me chuckling. It's just superb. And the fact it's set in Sheffield as well. So it's not over in America somewhere or in an imaginary place. It's just down the road. It's a normal British university. They're normal people doing normal stuff. And then every now and again, in true Only Fools and Horses sitcom style, you just get that week's story taken to a ridiculous extreme, and it becomes hilarious. And it's just, it's so good. Anna, you'd enjoy this. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I want to read that book, but I'm on a different schedule to you guys. This sort of thing with the giant books that I buy,
and they're so far behind as well.
Oh yeah, I'm on the. I don't even know when I am now, but I know the next book is out in like November time. Like brilliant. I'll get. It's different. I think it's like semesters, or it's got to be semesters. It can't be years. It's got to be the semesters. But yeah, I'm on book. I finished book 2, and a book 3's out in November.
But it is mad because I mean, they're in the 3rd year now with what I'm reading.
Yeah,
and I bet they're nowhere near that for you.
I feel like I might be into year 2. I might be into year 2, maybe. So there you go.
But if you'd asked me 6 months ago, what's the one book that I'd be reading, it would be Wicked and the Divine. But for whatever reason, I think I almost don't want it to end, so I'm saving it. I want to read it all in one go, even though it's hitting my iPad every month when it comes out. I don't want it to stop. I don't want it to be the final year.
I think that special burned you where it was just a book.
I quite like that.
You mean you quite liked it? You didn't even read it.
No, I read it. Sheepdog didn't read it. I read it all.
Oh, did you read it?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, I'm not reading that. No chance. I'm not reading a book. I want comic book drawings and colours and stuff. I don't want
a book. I can't read.
Yeah, exactly.
I get my niece to read the words to me while I look at the pictures.
Exactly. The other thing that have you been keeping up? The news on Saga.
What about it?
It's going away for a year.
Why? I mean, I don't mind it.
They're taking a break, and it's been put on hiatus for a year.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I know people.
I assume Fiona Staples has got a higher paying job for a year.
A lot of work on, probably. Yeah.
So I feel like she's probably not. Although
I feel like she was on something quite big recently. I feel like
she's been doing a lot of covers. I know she's been doing a lot of covers from big mainstream books. Yes. But I do feel like there's got to be more money for her to be making than just doing an indie book. albeit a really big one.
Very good one.
Genius. Yeah, there's got to be more money on the table for her because it's such an intricate art style that must take so long to do. She can't do more than one book a month.
Especially when she's effectively employed for a certain time of the year when he's doing that, and then he moves on to Paper Girls. He doesn't do that. Like, he does on and off sort of thing. So she's kind of gone, I've got a year's worth of work here. Can we just knock this on the head for a year? Because I've only got 6 months worth of work. And I know I'm happy to do it, but can we just knock it on the head because I've got a year's planning in it that I need to make?
I don't mind them having a year off. It suggests they are in it for the whole. Yeah. And, let's have a year's break, then do another 5-year slog at it. That's fine. I can live with that. It lets me get caught up. At least then I won't have that thing that I have every time I go to a comic book shop of, do I have this trade yet?
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh, no, right. Which ones haven't I got? Let's buy the most recent one. Right. Here we go. I'm caught up. Whatever new comes out now, I know I need it.
I'm up to date, so I just need new trades. So that's all you've read, is it?
It's all I've read. Yeah, I need Sheepdog to come back so I can stop playing Pokemon and start reading comics again.
Yeah. I mean, it's a contrast to what I say. I've not really been playing Pokemon Go, and I've read 3 books.
Well, perhaps you should get on the Pokemon bandwagon.
Bonkers. I know. I probably will do 3 GX, but that's read it. First one I have read is Birthright. I bought this through... I feel like I bought it in May when we were at Comic Con. Maybe. I feel like I did. It's a nifty little book, this. It's weird. It's weird, I'll give you that. It's strange. So the premise is this kid goes into the forest one day, he's playing catch with his dad, and his dad throws the ball into the forest, and he disappears. And everyone thinks his dad killed him. He hasn't done. The kid's been transported to this like mystic realm, with dragons and sort of, you know what I mean, like this sort of like
we've all been there.
Fantasy world. Yeah, it happens. I don't know why they didn't come to that instead of saying his dad killed him. But yeah, the marriage breaks down between the mum and the dad, because they all think he killed him and he didn't do. And then multiple years later, this guy turns up. This big old burly guy, big old gruff beard, massive muscles and what have you. And the FBI are like, that's your boy. And then it was like, what? It's like for a few years, like multiple years has passed in this other realm, and he's just turned up again. The FBI have found him because he's wielding this huge sword, and he's talking about defeating these demons or whatever it is. And it goes places that I wanted it to go to, and then it flips it on the head completely at the end of like the issue when he comes back, and you're like, what? I was like, I was excited for where it was going, and then you just kind of flipped it over, and I'm kind of intrigued where you're going, but I was like, I kind of wanted to know, I kind of wanted the story to go the way I wanted it to go. So he comes back, he meets his parents again, and the mum's not convinced, the brother and the dad are convinced, so they end up breaking him out of this FBI place, getting his weapons and just going on the run with him. And he's after trying to kill these 5 deadly demons that have escaped out of this realm where he's been brought up effectively. And he's brought up as the one sort of thing. He is like the guy, he's like the prophecy of this kid will turn up, and he will be the one who will defeat the ultimate big bad in this fantasy world. And then he comes back saying he's defeated the big bad in this fantasy world, but there's 5 of these lower down guys from the big bad have escaped into Earth, and he's been sent to go and defeat him. Now there's a twist on that. I'm not going to say anything on it, and because you might read it at some point, because it's I really quite enjoyed it. But okay, there's a big old twist on it, and it's kind of cool.
I do like a twist.
Yeah, it like I say, it goes complete opposite direction to the way I wanted it to go at first, and I'm slowly being intrigued more to go that way with it now. Like I say, when the initial twist happened, and I was like, "What? You're really doing this?" And then I've been turned around by it, so it's not as like negative on me anymore. So yeah, that is a good one. That's volume 1. I think there's maybe 2, maybe 3 volumes of that out now. I don't know. There's more books to get. The other one that I'd read last week was volume 1 of Invisible Republic. No, you probably haven't heard of this one either, have you, Kev? Nope. This is what you see. This is what the Eisner Awards do for you. This is what I do. I just literally look at the Eisner Awards, what are nominated, and just look at them all and just go, yep, okay, let's have a look, and pick them up. This is volume 1. This is a story. It's like there's 2 storylines, there's 2 timelines going on in this book. There's like one in like relatively distant past, but not massively long ago, like maybe like 30 years, maybe. And there's one in like the future where there's like people are living on the moon sort of thing, and it's all based around like people live. It's like maybe I say a little Blade Runner-esque, but no, not all Blade Runner, like, you know, world sort of thing, like futuristic world that's like kind of poverty stricken, but it's like there's it's all future tech or whatever going on. And in that modern world, there is this writer guy who comes across a diary, and it turns out to be the diary of the cousin of this big visionary guy. Like, he's like a Che Guevara kind of character who starts off this like revolution in this world sort of thing. And then it like goes back and forth between like the readings of this book that this guy is reading the book, and it's like showing the whole like story as it's panning out sort of thing as he's reading it. And it's a really cool, it's a nifty idea. I liked it. I enjoyed what I read. So like I say, you've got this story of this girl who is the cousin of this big visionary fellow who's like trying to overthrow the system and the government sort of thing. And it's all her story. It's all her story in this book. And there's this guy who's just reading it in the future. And in this future, this guy's trying to sell this story to like make money. He needs another payday because his big book that he's lived off his big bestseller for years. And so he's after a story. Then eventually people start coming after him because they know what he's up. They know what he's up to, so they know it's factual sort of thing. It's like it's not like a fake story or something like that, because people are coming after him trying to basically kill him for this story now, because people don't want it getting out, basically what really happened. But they don't want to find out what actually happened in this story of this visionary that they've all built up, put on a pedestal. So there's this whole 2 different timelines going on. So it's like it's going back and forth between like modern day and like 30 years in the past. And a cool little twist at the end with this one. A cool twist at the end of this one, which made me probably at some point I'll probably read on about this one because it's kind of cool. I don't know.
Calm down, Pab. Reading a volume 2. This isn't like you.
Tell me about it. I'm just stacked with. I nearly got to the bottom of. When I read that, I was at the bottom of my pile, and I was ready to start reading my digital comics that I bought months ago. I was like, but now I've got to go back to volume 1s of all like Black Science, and I think I've got like 3 volumes of Deadly Class to read on my iPad. I'm nearly at that stage, and then I went to Comic Con that weekend and bought another 3 books. But that's neither here nor there. The book I've read this week. Now, I'm presuming you've probably read this before. Have you read Kingdom Come before?
I've got it. I haven't read it. I think Vimesy sent it to me like a year ago, along with a bunch of other stuff, and it's on my shelf, and I keep looking at it, and it's always one of the 5 I might read that day, and then it never quite wins.
I mean, the front of this book, the quote is one of the greatest comic book stories of all time.
Yeah.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong, Kev. This kind of needs to be read.
I might have to read it. It's right behind me now. I could reach around and grab it now.
This kind of needs to be read. This
well,
book is pretty damn cool.
Pause the podcast for an hour. Let me click through it.
You'll need more than an hour. Well, I don't know. To be fair, I don't know how quick you read.
Remember, Pab, I only look at the pictures.
It's a good point. You don't read. So
I'll flick the bottom corner to see if there's an animation, and if there's not, I've gone to the next book.
Yeah. So the story of this is, Superman is gone. Superman's just done with the world, and the world is kind of overcome with superheroes. It's moved on. It's like distant future. It's future. Like Superman in this has got grey hair. He's greying at the sides. He's old. Batman's an old man. They're all old people, the original generation, and the kids and the generations below have stepped into their places, and they've made the world kind of like a fearful state of, people don't want to be, they don't like the humans aren't like in charge anymore, sort of thing, and the superheroes are there helping them, sort of thing. Everyone, they're fighting with fear, so to speak, and it effectively leads to, the start of the book initially leads to like this nuclear. This superhero gets caught out by one of these supervillains, and he gets stabbed or something like that, and he is a nuclear, like, radioactive kind of superhero, and he basically wipes out an entire state of the US with this nuclear explosion that goes off because he is stabbed. And they are looking at, like, the story is of, like, the old generation coming back to sort out the new generation, and the whole, like, who the alliance is and who's in with who and what have you. It's a really good book. It's a really, really good read. And the artwork is stunning. Really good drawings, really good artwork. But like, this is up there for me. This is one of the better DC books I've read. This is like, did you read Identity Crisis?
I did. It was very good.
Yeah, it's up there with that for me.
Well, I might have to have a flick through it this weekend then.
You need to read this one. Is
this homework? You're setting me homework, Pab?
Well, you've had it for long enough. You should probably read it at some point.
Yeah, I have got 2 weeks now because I won't be on next week's podcast. Potentially, we might record it early, but I am down at Summer in the City on next Friday, so I could even take it to London with me and have my children read it to me while I'm editing the vlog.
I mean, you might want to read it yourself because I imagine to be fair, even I was looking at somebody's.
Covered this. I can't read.
But you'd know the characters. You'd know the characters at least. You'd be forever going. Your daughters would be going, "Who's that one?"
I'd give them a who's who, the DC who's who.
There's a lot of characters.
Study that for a week first.
There is a lot of characters in here that I don't know of. I mean, admittedly, there's a lot of characters in there that are specifically made up for this book, I imagine, because they are future, superheroes. So there's a lot of people I'm going, so I'm like, are these real people? Or are these, like...
None of them are real people.
No, are these the superheroes that have an actual story? Or are they just characters made to, put into this universe sort of thing? But yeah, it is a really good book. I just like looking at, like, going to this and, like, looking at all the old superheroes, like, the Green Lantern has got, like, grey hair. Batman, Bruce Wayne has got grey hair, and he's, like, in like a robot suit because he's like a frail old man, and he's like, his bones are, like, shattered, so he's just, like, in like a robot suit.
That's awesome.
It's cool.
A robot suit.
You probably don't. Probably don't. It's not so much a robot suit. It's more like together. It's more like he's just got frames on him. You know, like what we're thinking of, like, I don't know what it is. Don't know, but he's just got like a metal frame on him, but basically like an exoskeleton.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, is that what you fancy? Yeah. Well, we'll look into it for you. But that's it. That is it. That is everything I've read.
Well, I'll let you off then. That's quite a good list. It's more than Kev read. It's a lot more than Anna read. Anna's just not been reading comics this week, and it's frustrating. She needs to get back into it.
We'll see.
Yeah. So we will wrap things up there for you this week, boys and girls. How on earth do I end this? This isn't a video. This is a podcast. What do I do? If you've enjoyed this, Is that what I do? Then Twitter and Facebook. I need a consistent outro across videos and podcasts. I do a video outro. I've done that video outro 40 times since I last closed out this podcast. I don't remember what to do. Twitter at MGUK Podcast. I'm Lelujo.
I'm Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986.
Splendid. We've also got Facebook at facebook.com/MatureGamerPodcast. Or, I don't know, there's probably other stuff too. Maybe. There might not be anymore. I'm not so sure. I've got a YouTube channel, though. You should go and watch that. You can find links to both of my channels at lelujo.fm. And, do that. I mean, to be fair, start there and then come back here.
Yeah.
I get paid for that one, not this one.
And if you want to see what Sheepdog's been up to in his Norway prison.
If you want to see Sheepdog describing what he's been up to.
To be fair, one of his videos was on an actual ride.
What? He took the camera outside?
He took the camera outside and then the ride
was clamped to his desk and he wasn't allowed to take it outside.
From his cell. No. He was the ride promptly broke down and he was just sat in there for, it felt like 10 minutes, just filming inside this ride that's just sat there with big lights coming on.
Someone send me the link to this one. I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I like watching him suffer.
I'll find it.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.